Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25 to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this Hump Day edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you follow us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. Like that page, so not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're following us on our YouTube channel, excellent! And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, man. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button. It's free, so don't worry about it. $3.99. It's always good. All right. So click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it. And that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. You get it? You got it? Good. Now, if you're watching us on our mobile app, I like that kind of party, baby. Listen, if you don't know we had a mobile app, come on now. What is wrong with you? What your problem is? Listen, wherever you get your ass from, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter where you get them from. Just go there. Type in Sports Zone Chicago. All right, download it. Take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, and not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence, Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles, Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on a Roku channel, yay, I like that kind of party, baby. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. All right, so if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel. Okay? Download it right to your television. Put it there next to Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max. Hope they don't have a blackout again. I'm sorry, never mind. Prime Video, Hulu, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Stars. Oh, man, Stars is... Power Book 2 is supposed to be coming up in 2 weeks. Woo! Final season. Anyway, I digress. Put us there on the big screen. Put us there on the big screen. Hell, watch us on the big screen because we're on a big screen, right, Mickey? Mickey, now. You can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. You want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Akai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter and at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram, follow her Maya_Kai. It's MAYA_AKAI. Man, we have a great show for you, but I need you to get interactive with us. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up in a thread. We'll put it up on the show, on the screen, incorporate it into the show. And that, my people, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports show around. And that's you. All right. So keep them coming, baby. Questions, comments, smart ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, don't sing it, just bring it. And let's see. My goodness, the chat is jumping. Bruja got in early this morning. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much. Bear the freak down. Cornelius Squall's in the Mickey Ficky house. What's up? What up? What up? What up, sports zoners? Cornelius Squalls. Lavette Lee is in the house. Good morning, Mama. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And my man Armando Emeterio Jr. My man Junior's in the house. What's up, Papa? Thank you so much. Oh, orale. Jay Grizz is in the house. Jay Grizz. Good morning. Mi gente. All my peoples in the struggle. Yes. Patty Lara in the house. Good morning, Patty. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And that's what I'm talking about. Oh, my little niece, Monica. Oh, she's not little. Monica, thank you for tuning in, Mija. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Good morning to Jeremiah as well. All right. And Dito, if you get to see this, Armandito, Jeremiah and Dito. Good morning, guys. He loves you and he misses you. Oh, today, and happy birthday, Armandito, Armando Emeterio Lara the fourth, Junior's grandson. Happy birthday, Dito. Why did you tell me? I could have got it. All right. I guess you're telling me now. All right. I'll call you guys after the show. I gotta know when you're gonna see him, when he's gonna come by the crib, because I gotta be there. All right. Pardon me, guys. Pardon me. So Armandito's fourth birthday. That is awesome. 4 years old. Time flies, man. Holy cow. Ooh-wee. Man, listen, we have a lot to talk. What was going on yesterday? What was going on yesterday with HBO? HBO Max. Do you realize this is how neurotic Chicago Bears fans are? People were losing their freaking minds yesterday when Hard Knocks was delayed. Losing their freaking minds. Whoopsies. Dropped my water bottle. Losing their minds. There were so many people who, I don't know how idle the threats are, and actually I don't care because I'm not making any money off it. But they were posting on social media, oh, I'm canceling my HBO Max. This is ridiculous. I paid X amount of dollars and blah, 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 blah. And they're going crazy. They're going crazy. And all because Hard Knocks was delayed with the Chicago Bears, obviously. I didn't get to see it. Actually, I just got done watching it about 20 minutes ago. I was at the Sox game yesterday. A lot. And I got news for you. I'm going to the Sox game again tonight. What the hell? A hell of a lot more Sox games than I anticipated going to. But I got a call from a good friend of mine. Man, and we were talking yesterday. I realized I've known her 20 years. 20 years. And we were talking. So a client of her, prospective client, they were taking her out, trying to earn her business. She's a property manager at a big building downtown somewhere, and they're trying to get a contract with her. So that, obviously, the business world, you take people out to try and wine them and dine them and whatever. So they're going to take her to the Sox game. Usually they get scout seats, they said, but they'd given those away in the company somewhere, so they just got some tickets. And everything was on this company. I'm not going to say the company's name, but everything was on the company. So obviously the tickets. I thought we might have been in a suite or something, but we weren't. But it was anything we wanted to eat. So it walked in like, you want a beer? You want this? You want that? Like, no, I can't do beer. It'll activate my gout. I got to see Juan Soto hit 2 of his home runs. I didn't stay long enough for the third one. I'm like, yeah, we blew our load game 1. I think we're done. I think we're done. Yeah. So it was great. So I saw my friend I hadn't seen in, wow. It's 3 years. I haven't seen her since my 50th. Yeah. So great day yesterday. Get to hang out with my friend that I haven't seen and I've known for almost 20 years. 19 years we've known each other. We calculated it out yesterday. 19 years. And I hadn't seen her in 3. And her son got so tall. We got picked up. Long story short. But yeah, I was at the Sox game yesterday, so I didn't get to see. And I didn't hear about the glitch on HBO Max until I was on the train ride home. Yes, I did a suburban thing. And took the train in. I parked my car over by the train, by the station, hopped the train. Man, that's the second time I've done that. I did it 2 years ago for opening day, if you recall. So I'm getting to the train, or I'm waiting for the train. I'm looking at Twitter, and I'm seeing all these people because it was an 8:32 train. So I see all these people bitching and moaning and complaining about Hard Knocks, and they're going to do this, they're going to do that. One of them said, I'm going to get a lawyer. Like, really? You're going to get a lawyer? You're going to get a lawyer because a TV show is delayed? The entitlement of some people, I tell you, crazy. Crazy. But so, yeah, it was a crazy situation yesterday with that. So I was able to watch it this morning. Like I said, just got done about 20 minutes before the show. And good stuff. We got a lot to talk about there. So we got a lot to talk about today on the show. Then we got baseball to talk. Cubs, Sox, man. Monday the Sox were I don't know who that was disguised as my White Sox. My question is, how long are you going to stay here? Because that team, that was nutso. That was crazy what they did to the Yankees. And the Yankees felt it, and they came back yesterday and got us. We'll talk about that today. And the Cubs, we have a lot of Cubs to talk. The Cubs back in the land. First time they've been there since 2016 when they won the World Series. The Cubs were trying to, they're out trying to make it to the playoffs. All right, they decided to lollygag most of the year, and then after the All-Star game, they said, "Hey, let's turn it on." Well, will they fall short like they did last year, one game? And after their first couple of games in the land, yeah, it looks like they might fall short again. We'll talk about that. And the Sky, we got Sky to talk. The Sky is back, baby. They are back. Hiatus is over. The All-Star game, the All-Star breaks, All-Star/Olympic break is over. Sky get to resume their season now. And I'm looking forward to seeing Caitlin Clark. I'm really looking forward to seeing Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. Okay. For a couple of reasons. One, they haven't stopped playing. All right, they have not stopped playing. They've since November. I mean, you're going on literally. Hey, Black Diamond. Yes, you swept us. That's like saying I beat the kid with the wheelchair in basketball. I beat the kid with the wheelchair in a 100-yard dash. Yes, we're the kid in the wheelchair. Not a big accomplishment, Black Diamond. Not a big accomplishment. I think you would agree with that. You did sweep us. But do you like what? Do you like what, Super? What do you mean? I'm gonna do you like that, Papa? What are you talking about? King of Book of Worlds in the house. Good morning, Papa. And Black Diamond's in the house talking ish. That's what I'm talking about. See, and this is why I love doing this. You know, the bonds we make, dude, that's hilarious. The shit we get to talk to each other. And that's what makes sports so fun. You know, the Cubs are, for a second, the Cubs are we'll talk shit to the Cub fans. They'll talk shit back. And then we're like, yeah, but we do really suck. And they're like, yeah, you do. And we just roll with it. All right. Some people take it too far. But that's what people miss the most. See, if you've never played sports, let me tell you. Yes, I miss the touchdowns. I miss the blocks. I miss the the actual play. The actual play on the field. I miss it. All right. I think Junior would corroborate my story. I miss that. All right. The way Junior would block for me, the way my other linemen would block for me. My fullbacks, Tony Bell with the Chargers and Mark Micah with the Thunder. They did. Good morning. And I did my verbal exercises before the show today as well. And Tony Bell with the Chargers, Mark Micah with the Thunder. It's those times I miss the game a lot, but I miss hanging with the guys. I miss getting to practice and watch it. Just getting there and so you catch a conversation, you jump in the conversation right away. All right, that conversation will go into practice. Then after practice, we're talking ish. The parties after, That's right. That's right. UNITY. That was Big Ike. And I miss that. And it's so there's nothing like it. Because then we get lives. I mean, even guys who are married with kids, like that was the time they got away from the wife and kids. That was the time, and not that they didn't like their wife and kids. I mean, well, I can't speak for everybody. So what I'm saying is like you're able to be you again. You didn't have to be dad. You didn't have to be husband. You know what I mean? You got to be you, and you got to hang with your people. With guys. With guys. Guys love hanging out with guys. You know what I mean? We love hanging out with guys. And that's the part that I miss the most. With the Chargers, we'd go party at other brothers. And like the things that we have and what they're showing on Hard Knocks, which is pretty cool, is like you're starting to see some of those bonds. All right. Like you saw Keenan Allen and Jalen Johnson talking shit to each other, but in good fun. Like, it wasn't malicious, but because they understand iron sharpens iron. They understand that if I'm busting my ass making you look bad, guess what? You're doing the same for me. We're gonna be better when we're facing teams that don't know our tendencies. You know, I mean, we'd go to other brothers. With Nick, Paul's brother, younger brother, was like 16. Got him in there, so he was hanging out in bars. I was a quarterback, and we always would play "Pour Some Sugar on Me." That was the first song we played every single time we went into other brothers. And if you remember the CD things, the boxes, the jukeboxes, there were CDs, and you had to look through, and they had 1 through 99, or 100, 0, 00 through 99. And Def Leppard was the 99th album, the last one, and the first song was "Pour Some Sugar on Me." So you had to punch in 9901. So to this day, all right, Paul stopped playing football in 2001. All right, when he enlisted in the Army after the attacks. We will still, to this day, whenever we hear that song, so it's me, so it's Paul, his sister Jen, his brother Nick, and me are on a text thread. Doesn't matter. I'll get a call 1 o'clock I'll get a text at 1 o'clock in the morning from that thread. It'll say 9901 bitches. And it means that song. So one of us is hearing that song someplace. Those are the crazy, crazy things that we miss about football or sports, if you've ever played sports and been on a championship team. All right. Stuff like that still goes on. That was 2000. I told you, Paul, we won a national championship in 1999. So that's 25 years ago. Okay. Crazy. We need a party for that one. We got to talk to Cola. Anyway, still 25 years later, we're still texting each other stupid shit like that because of the close bond we had. And that's why teams are good. That's why I have a lot of confidence and faith in the Chicago Bears team, because you see the actual care that they have for each other. You know, when Coach Quinn and Coach Schaller, God rest both of their souls, as Coach Schaller just passed last week, he talked about loving your teammates. And we didn't get it at first. I mean, that was the mid 80s. We're like, what are you talking about, Coach? As we got older, and as I moved to high school, and we were really good at my senior year, like, we loved to hang out together. And then I got to college, and my first 3 years in college, we went 30 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. And then my other teams, we all hung out, and we actually loved each other, and it was crazy. And I'm starting to see that with this Bears team a lot. You know, I'm starting to see it, and they're talking, and you know, it was really great how Keenan Allen's like, one of the beat writers posed a question about, you know, Jalen Johnson giving him, you know, problems. He's like, yeah, he goes, something's going wrong. He goes, you know, every time he goes, these guys go, but I'll get him tomorrow. And he did. He caught a nice touchdown pass over him. But that's the type of mentality that breeds champions. You go hard at each other in practice. It doesn't matter. All right, you go hard, and that's the thing that makes players great, because you know, if you, especially if you believe you're one of the best players, and I always thought I was one of the best. I always felt I was the best running back in any league I ever played in. Okay, I always felt that. Didn't matter who was in there. You know, Derek Walker would beg to differ. Pernell Moore would beg to differ. But I always thought I was the best running back in the league. Okay. And when you put, you know, we're practicing in amongst our teammates, you know, I go hard at them, because I need to know, like, if they can get around me or beat me, if I'm trying to cut them, if I'm trying to run a route on them, if I'm trying to score on, whatever the situation, if I get the best of them and they come back at me and get the best of me, I am more than confident they'll be able to get the best of anybody else. That's the thing that I miss. And that's the thing that seeing with this Bears team is they truly enjoy hanging out with each other, being teammates. And that's a great sign. That's a great sign. You know? Jay, what's up, Papa? One of my teammates was a groomsman at my wedding. Chemistry, morale, something is not given enough credit in sports. You're damn right. You're damn right. I was the best. Let me just say this. I was the best man in both of my fullbacks' weddings. Tony Bell, I was the best man in his wedding, and Mark Micah. A couple of years ago, I was the best man in his wedding. Those bonds, and I would not have been named. I was named MVP with the Chargers in '99. All right, behind Tony, and I was named MVP in 2006 with the Thunder, the league MVP behind Mark. There's no way on God's green earth I'm even close. I'm even in the conversation of being an MVP without those two. All right, we had a great offensive line, both teams. Okay, but Tony and Mark are literally my personal protectors. And this is what and hell, I had steak dinner with Mark for our birthdays a couple weeks ago. Okay, that's the bond. And Jason, you get it, you know it, and obviously Junior and Cornelius here. You're saying that's the beauty of team sports, that you always have that bond, always. And I'm telling you, I'm watching this Bears team, and this is different. This is different. All right. And I like it. I like it a lot, to borrow a phrase from, Dumb and Dumber. I like it a lot. What I'm seeing is the genuine care for each other. And again, you might not, if you've never played sports, and especially if you've never been on a championship team. Okay. But even some teams that never won championships still have that bond. If you've never been on it, you might not get it. Okay. But that's what I'm seeing. And that more important, more than anything else, because the thought of letting your teammates down was the worst feeling in the world. Like, I had this habit. I fumbled probably once every season and a half, 2 seasons. I didn't fumble very often. All right. Put it this way. I'd fumble like 2 times within 3 seasons. I'd fumble twice, somewhere in there. All right. Somewhere it could be, you know what I mean? I just didn't fumble. I was not a fumbler. Whenever I did, you talk about the worst feeling in the world. Man, because I knew I let my guys down. And the thing is that you understand the work that they put in, because they're putting in the same work as you, because you're busting their chops in practice. You're giving them a hard time. They're giving you a hard time. All right. They're challenging you in practice. You're challenging them in practice. So you understand the work that they're putting in. They know the work that I'm putting in. So I know when I fumbled, I just felt horrible. And my defense was like, man, only trip. But I did, because I held myself to a high standard. And, sometimes they'd come back, they get a pick, they get a forced fumble, they get a 3 and out. And like, we got you, don't worry. But those bonds and the respect that I had for my teammates is exactly what I'm seeing at Hallis Hall. And that's a great thing for the Chicago Bears team, for Chicago Bears Nation. When you start that, it's going to lead to somewhere special, this group. Thank you, Ryan Poles. I appreciate it. Man, it's going to be, next few years are going to be something to behold. All right. But listen, we're going to take a quick break, all right? On the other side of the break, we are going to do top of the morning topics. All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Move it!
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. Yeah, I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Top of the order coming up with Verdugo.
Tapper to the right side. Cannon is there to cover. And he gets himself out.
3-2 coming. Called strike three. Outside corner fastball. Frazier Ellard.
Switch hitter batting right. That curveball hung up there. And Baldwin delivering it out to left field. He's going to dig for two. And he'll get there without a throw.
Good way to start off
right now for Robert.
Hits this one hard. And it gets down in front of Judge. They're going to wave in jokes. He will score. Robert delivers. First run of the game for the Sox. Comes here in the bottom of the eighth.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago. Those were the good guys yesterday, not doing so well. Not doing well at all. The White Sox, well, they didn't get hammered. They only lost 4-1, but whew, Juan Soto. Damn. It was crazy. But listen, guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
She won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
First top of the morning topic. Start with the good guys. We'll start with that, baby. The White Sox. That was a rough one. But you know what? What are you going to do? All right, the White Sox fall to the Bronx. All right, they fall to the New York Yankees yesterday, 4-1. Jonathan Cannon got the start. He got the L. He took the L, baby. He's 2-6 on the season. He went 4 2/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 punch outs. Lewis Robert was 1 for 4. Okay. Driving in his 27th RBI of the season. Gavin Sheets 1 for 4. With a double, his 24th. And Brooks Baldwin was 1 for 4 with his 5th double of the season. Rough one for the Southsiders. Just could not get any runs. Man, it was frustrating. All right, but the next top of the morning topic, the Sox host a rubber match tonight versus the Bronx Bombers. I will be in the house again today. Actually, Jason and I are going to meet up. Jason, just FYI, me, you, and Ken are actually meeting up. Ken Davis are going to meet up. I could finally give Ken the gift that I have. I think it's been almost 2 years that I had this thing for him. But anyway, the rubber match tonight against the Bronx Bombers. First pitch is at 7:10 tonight, Central Time. You can catch that game on NBC Sports Chicago and listen to Ken. Or you can listen to it on our flagship station, AM 1000. Will Warren is on a bump for the Evil Empire for the New York Yankees. He's 0-1 with 11.16 ERA, going up against Davis Martin on the bump for the good guys. He's 0-1 with a 3.65 ERA. Man, how awesome would it be for us to get a win? One more win. That's it. One more win. Give me one more win. We win today, we win the series. 2 games to 1. And the more, if we get this, that'll be what? Hold on. 30 wins? 30 wins. That is what I'm looking for us. We're 29-92. That's just disgusting to say. And it hurts to say. But if we win, we're 30. We just need 11 more wins. Or, just give me 12 more wins the rest of the season. Come on, man. Just so we don't break the record of the most losses in a season. Got to get 41, 42 wins. I don't even want to do it. Next top of the morning topic, the Cubs. The Scrubbies. I'm kidding. The Cubs, they fall to the Guardians. That's a tough one. 2-1. Javier Assad, he got the no decision. He went 4 2/3, 5 hits, earned run, 2 walks, 2 punch outs. Nico Horner 2 for 4 with a double. His 23rd of the season. Cody Bellinger 1 for 4. Dansby Swanson drove in the only Cubs run, his 41st RBI of the year. What is wrong with me today? I can't speak very well. Or is that like I belong in Spain? Porque ellos te hablan así. Sí, the sound. España. Anyway, the Cubs, in their first time back to the land, as I mentioned, look to avoid the sweep. All right, first pitch tonight is 5:40 Central Time. You can catch that game on the Marquee Network or listen to it on their flagship 670 AM. Jameson Tyone is on a bump for the Cubs. He's 8-6 with a 3.50 ERA, going up against Alex Cobb, taking a hill for the Guardians, who's 0-1 with a 7.81 ERA. Here's a good chance for the Cubs to get off the schneid. All right? It's a good chance for them. They need it. If you want to get back in a playoff hunt, you can't be getting swept. You can't be losing. You can't lose series anymore. It's period. End of story. You can't lose a series. All right. The Cubs are 4.5 out of the last wild card spot. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 teams they have to jump. But they can still do it. Cincinnati's ahead of them at 4. Cincinnati's 4 games back. St. Louis is 3 games back. San Francisco's 2.5 games back, and the Mets are 1.5 game back. So they need to jump all those teams, and they can't afford to keep losing games like this. They just can't, because that'll end their bid quickly. Oh, snap. King Booker 39. No, we need 41. 41. Plank is in the house. Good morning, buddy. I appreciate the love and support, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you very much. Let's see. Where are we going? Where are we going? Oh, did I do that one already? I did say to try to avoid the sweep. Well, the next top of the morning topic, the Sky. Ooh, Charlie, the Sky are back in action tomorrow. All right, they host the Phoenix Mercury. That game is at Wintrust Arena. You can catch that game on the Marquee, or I should say, tip-off tomorrow is at 7 p.m. All right, and that you can catch on the Marquee Network. I should have put that up there. We'll do that right now. Yeah, so it's good. You know, they had that time off for the All-Star game and the Olympics. Now it's time to get back to work. Okay, now it's time to get back to work. This is actually one of the best things that could have happened for our girls. Where's it? Here it is. All right. One of the best things. Right now we're 10-14. We're not very good. However, the one thing that I'm excited about is the fact that they had rest. Okay? Our two stars are well rested. And I know Angel Reese was out there a little bit and doing her thing, and it's cool. Camila Cardoso. All right. We're talking about girls who played deep into the NCAA playoffs in March. Then within 2 weeks, they had the draft. 2 weeks after that, they were in camp, and their season started. So they're working on no rest from September. We're going almost on a year of basketball. And they got a 2-week hiatus. And I think that is awesome. You know, I think that's going to rejuvenate these girls. I think it's going to give them the edge they need. And let's not get it twisted. All the other teams are rested as well. The other teams who have some youngsters, they get to rest as well. But listen, with the dynamic duo of Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso, I like that. I'll take our chances. King Booker World, you're talking about the Sky, if they're going to get their own stadium? Is that who you're talking about? Because if that's who you're talking about, they're not going to get their own stadium. They're getting their own practice facility. That's what the Sky's getting. They're getting their own practice facility. You're familiar with the South Side, aren't you, King Booker World? So right by Midway. Yeah. Yeah, so right by Midway, there's a crazy border for Chicago. So if you go down Cicero and you hit 65th and you turn down 65th Street, or once you hit 65th and Cicero, the southwest corner of 65th and Cicero is not Chicago. That's Bedford Park. If you go down 65th Street, the north side of 65th is the city, across the street on 65th, and this goes all the way to Harlem. The south side of 65th Street is Bedford Park. When they have Wintrust Arena has a new facility over there, a new sport athletic facility. It's a big indoor field. You can play football in there, softball, volleyball, of course, the whole nine. It's beautiful in there. Well, right next to it, that is where Wintrust Arena is going to sponsor excuse me, they're going to build, or the Sky are going to build their own practice facility next to the Wintrust Arena for the public people at Wintrust Athletic Complex. So, Jason, it's the old Mafia border. Well, now there's so much you know about. I mean, so many hidden secrets about the city. It's awesome. The more you're insatiable. Like the more you know and the more you learn, the more you find out. You're like, oh snap, really? Aunt Mass, what's up, Papa? Good morning, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. There he is. Aunt Mass. There you go, Papa. Yeah, so it's in Bedford Park, so they are getting their own facility, and that's going to help out with a lot of things. And, you know, the girl, oh, goodness. Give me the name of the girl who hit the shot for France. She got dual citizenship because her mom was born in France, I want to say. For the women. Who's that girl? She actually played for the Sky. Gabby Williams. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, Gabby Williams. And if you saw on Twitter, you know, Angel Reese like, hey, you know, we got some new stuff over here. You know, come back and join us. And Gabby was like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. You know, the crazy part about that is, and this is where organizations, how you treat people goes a long way. And if you don't think players talk, you're nuts. The Sky organization apparently has a bad rep. And part of it was James Wade. He was the coach and head coach and general manager. And then remember, he left beginning of the season. Just don't get me started on that one. Take a job with the Raptors. Well, he could have just waited to the end of the season last year, but I digress. You know, and you see what the Sky are doing. It's not like Gabby doesn't see that they drafted Angel Reese. It's not like they drafted Camila Cardoso. Not like she doesn't see they hired Teresa Witherspoon. They got a new GM. It's not like she doesn't know this, but for whatever reason, she's like, nah, I don't want to go back to the Sky. Sky has some work to do. Okay, they made a big dent in repairing their reputation by announcing the building. Let me get shovels in the dirt first. But it's supposed to be started this fall. So within a month or two, it's supposed to start. Literally shovels in the dirt. Chicago's the third largest market in the country. Okay. And the fact that they did not have, well, one, they're not sponsored by the Bulls, which kind of, but it's Reinsdorf, so I don't even want to go there. That's a whole nother show in itself. All right, because a lot of the other teams are sponsored or partnered with their NBA team, the city that they're in. We're not. The Sky are not. But to not have a practice facility, for them to go to what was the old the Berto Center. It's where the Bulls used to practice up in Lake Forest. No, Deerfield. Okay. And so it's a park district now. So that people get in and out, but they have no privacy. That's where they practice. Jason, Gabby was the second guest we ever had on What's Up Cuz in July of 2020. The Sky's reputation is earned, is all I will say. Dude, that's great stuff, Jay. Great stuff. So now the Sky yeah, Junior, you're right. Sky has a lot of work to do, and they're doing a good job. But it's tough. I'm not saying it's easy. It's tough. All right? It's tough. And they're taking a huge step with building their facility. Because that's why Kalia Copper left. Like, we got no place to stay. Like, we got to share a park district with people. We're the WNBA champs, and we got to share a park district of people. Like, we can't even leave our shit here. We got to bring it in a bag, and then we don't have our own. The training room's not ours. Like, there's no privacy for them. These are professional athletes. That's why Kalia Copper left. And now, all right, Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, new GM, new head coach. All right, now the work really begins. Now they have to try and get that stigma off, the stench of James Wade off of that sky. So other free agents or other players, free agents, are willing to sign with them. And I think that's great. So now you can figure out where do they want to live. Like, they can live over in Clearing Ridge, Garfield Ridge or Clearing. All right, take I-55 in, get off on Cermak, hang a right, and you're at the game. I think it's a phenomenal thing. I do. Once this practice facility gets built. And now we got to keep supporting these girls, these ladies, women. We got to keep supporting them. All right. They're making a big boy move, building their own facility specifically for them. Awesome. Now let's keep supporting them. And they got to keep winning. And with people like Angel Reese and Camilla, and I'll tell you what, the coach, I don't know, somebody coined a phrase. It was, I don't remember how. Let's see if I remember how it goes. Oh yeah, coaching matters. Somebody coined that phrase. When you get a good coach like Teresa Witherspoon, who gives you a lot of tough love, when you're an athlete, you want tough love. And let's be honest, Angel Reese loves it. Hell, she came from Kim Mulkey. Teresa Witherspoon was coached by Kim Mulkey as well. Different schools, same coach. Teresa Witherspoon coaches just like Kim Mulkey, and this is why I think her and Angel Reese get along so well. She pushes. She demands. Good stuff. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about where these young ladies can take this sport, this team, and how popular it can be in Chicago, especially among the young girls. And you know what? Young boys as well. Because they're the last team to win a championship in this town. And athletes are athletes. It doesn't matter if it's a female athlete or a male athlete who's dealing with basketball. Basketball is basketball. Ball's got to go in the hoop. You got to box out. Got to make free throws. All right, it's the same thing. Young boys can look up to these ladies as well. And I would argue that they're better role models because of the fundamentals that they use. They're not blessed with, they don't have the ability to dunk all over the place and hit these crazy, well, no, some people have crazy three-point shots. Caitlin Clark and some other people. But the athleticism, the strength that they have isn't comparable to men. So they're not flying around, dunking. All right, grabbing stuff high off the glass. No, why? Their game's closer to the floor, so the fundamentals that they play with are impeccable. If you're a young man who's talented, the best thing you can do is be fundamentally sound. Build your talent on a firm, solid base of fundamentals. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Oh, man. The Bears, baby. The Bears will host their only preseason game this year on Saturday versus the Bengals. Kickoff is at high noon. You can catch that game on Fox 32 or listen to it on their flagship AM 1000. That's ESPN 1000. Another really cool thing about that is this, that the Bears will host a joint practice with Cincinnati today at Hallis Hall. They're going to get into it, baby. Fresh meat. And that is, Let me tell you something. In the words of the poet laureate Fire Marshal Bill, let me tell you something. There's nothing. And it's not like this is their first game. So they've had the Hall of Fame game in Buffalo. But there's nothing like hitting another body, another person. Tired of going against the same people in practice, same guys on your team day in, day out. You know their weaknesses, they know yours. You know their strengths, they know yours. They know how to take advantage of you. You know how to take advantage of them. I like the fact that you go and you get another team of fresh meat, and you can do some things. You can work on some things. You know, the spin move that doesn't work with our guy because he knows it. This guy might not recognize it quickly or as quickly. All right. Looking forward to that. I'm wondering how much Caleb and the starters are going to play. I would hope they play at least a half. I don't think they're going to play a lot in the final preseason game. I think that's for the bottom of the roster guys, maybe like the last 10 or 12 players trying to make the squad. Because don't forget, once cuts made, there'll be people signing other people from those cuts. So, but I digress. Joint practice with Cincy today should be good. Should be really, really good. And what we started off, the last top of the morning topic, we started this whole thing off with, Hard Knocks was delayed yesterday about an hour. The Chicagoans were livid. Oh, my goodness. You know, people were getting crazy. Like I said, I didn't get to see it. I wasn't dealing with it. But I was reading it on Twitter because I was taking the train home. People threatening to cancel the subscription. But you're going to cancel it anyway. After Hard Knocks, after the Bears, you're going to cancel it anyway. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Canceling that shit anyway. It's the only thing I watch on HBO Max or Max. And I don't have time to watch TV. But anyway. Yeah, it was crazy. All the things you heard on, or you read on social media, it was funny. I was a Packer fan that works at HBO. That's about right. That's about right. Because they know what's coming this year. They know. They ain't stupid. They know. Hey, well, listen. Let's take a quick break. On the break, I got a good friend of the program. Good buddy's going to join me. We're going to talk about Hard Knocks. We're going to talk about the Bears. All right? Get your questions. Get your comments ready. All right? Line up your questions in the chat. We'll go through some of those and with my guest. And you've seen him. Maybe you haven't seen him, but you've watched it. All right? So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good conversation as we talk about this second final, semifinal preseason game for the Bears. Their only home preseason game, because next week they go to the Red Kingdom down in Kansas City. All right. So listen, keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? time with others, time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Ed Oliver out of the blue medical tent on the Buffaloes sideline. He'll stay there for this 1st down and 10 play. Pressure coming. Williams flicks one and completes it to Swift into Buffalo territory. And he's tripped up around the 20-yard line. And his kick is good.
Less contact than he did throwing the football.
Pitches to Herbert, running left, turns the corner, and another Chicago 1st down. On the Bills Wall of Fame, Steve Tasker. Williams, play action, fakes it. Smoot doesn't buy the fake this time, but Williams connects. What a throw by Caleb Williams. Play clock at 1. Williams takes the snap out of the shotgun, steps up, he's going to run it. Williams off to the races. 1st down and more. And as he learned.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. That was Bears. Orchard Park. Fired up about it. Let me tell you, I was fired up. I was fired up, baby. Football's back. Football is back. And let me tell you something. We're all better for it now. Trust me. Trust me. My guest today, I'm excited to have him on. It's a good friend of the program. Good friend of the program. You can catch me on his show throughout the week as well. You can follow him. You know what? Let me double check because I literally just hey bro, I literally just went at it. Yeah, it is. All right, just making sure. You can follow him on Twitter at Nomad Networking. Guys, it's welcome back to Shawn and Maya. Nomad. Nomad, what's up, Papa? How are you?
I'm not feeling all that good today, man. I tried some of that hot dog flavored ice cream yesterday, man, and that's just the ice cream museum needs to happen to somebody who's managing that place. That's just terrible, man. Hot dog flavored ice cream, man. Really? Come on, man. We're getting a little crazy, Chicago, man. We love our hot dogs and all that, but the ice cream, man, we got to stay out of there.
Dude, I saw that on Hard Knocks, and I'm like, I'm not trying that. There's no reason on God's green earth I'm even thinking about trying that.
Oh man, that's such an abomination. What's up, everybody, man? Glad to see everybody in the chat,
giving you big time love, baby. Big time love.
And listen, they was with us last night. We had probably, by the time we got going, probably about 150, 160 people and it was late, man. We didn't get in. We didn't get on until like after 10 o'clock because of the whole snafu with Hard Knocks, man. They better count their days, man, because I bought that subscription thinking that, you know, all I wanted was Hard Knocks out of it. But, you know, me and my girlfriend, we like the binge shows and all that different stuff. There's some good stuff on there. But trust me and believe me, that thing's getting assassinated as soon as Hard Knocks is over.
You and me both, dog. And we'll be getting a whole bunch of things. We miss you. Come back with the bundle. You know, 100 things for $3 a month. No, thanks.
Man, they got some good shows on there, man. Just take a quick whiz around. There's some good shows, man. If you got time to watch, me and my girlfriend, we like to binge good shows, man. So we never get enough of that, but they got it. They got it coming as soon as Hard Knock is over. Damn it, that's it.
Yeah, Plank is saying it looked disgusting and look on DJ's face. That was it. When DJ's like, damn, I'm on camera. So
oh, speaking of Plank, by the way, man, I gotta go back to school and learn to read. So Plank reached out to me and says, hey, get better, Plank, because Plank got a bad case of COVID and he's been down for about a week or so.
Oh, damn.
And, he reached out to me, and I thought he was offering tickets to the Cincinnati game Saturday. But what he was offering, because he can't go because he's not feeling good, was tickets to practice today. And so I got to learn how to read, man. I got to go back to school, dude.
Reading is fundamental. That's what they say.
What's going on, though, man?
So, man, talk about this, you know, again, one of the things that I did not like, I'm not a big fan of on Hard Knocks, but I get it. I understand is that they're constantly showing Caleb talking to Eberflus. That's annoying to me. Eberflus is not developing Caleb. I don't need to see that conversation. I could give a rat's ass about that conversation. Excuse me. I give a rat's ass about his relationship with Shane Waldron. I need Shane Waldron coming up, and I need to see him and Shane Waldron talking. Shane correcting Caleb. I don't need to see that. Your thoughts on them always showing Caleb and Coach Eberflus, Caleb and Coach Eberflus, Coach Eberflus and Caleb. Your thoughts?
Well, it's funny, man, because we had a show, I think sometime last week, and I was talking about that. And, you know, he's the head coach, and he has a right to, you know, develop a relationship, see where Caleb is at, spend time with him and all that. But I know Matt Eberflus is a D coordinator. You know, I to be honest with you, you're right about that. I like to see more time spent with. I know we're just getting edits of what they're actually doing, and they spend a whole lot more time than we know about anyway. But I'm of the mind that like leave that alone, coach. Let the offensive coordinator keep his hands on him and let him be the loudest voice that he hears. You know, I know you're a head coach, but yeah, I don't. It's not bothering me, but I would like to see more of how, you know, but maybe they want to keep that a little bit secret. You know what I mean? Some of the conversations with him and, you know, what he's doing fundamentally to keep Caleb where he needs to be. Maybe they don't want all of that in it. Maybe they're having something to say about that. Let if you're going to talk about Caleb and a coach, you want to put some of that in. Let's have these conversations with me and him in there. I'm imagining that Coach Flus has and the front office has a say in, you know, what's coming out.
Yeah. And that's a good point. That's a good point. But just make it. It just seems like, I mean, pardon the landscapers as they go right by my building, by my window. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. But what I was talking about, and reiterate or give me your thoughts on it, and I have an idea of where they're going to be. But I talked about one of the things that I'm seeing on this edition of Hard Knocks. All right, there's a lot of camaraderie, strong camaraderie amongst this team, and I love it because of the fact that I said I've coached them. I've played on many a team. I've coached many a team, and I've played on many championship teams, and I've coached championship teams. And the one thing that I'm seeing is the way that these guys actually like hanging out together. You guys actually love being teammates. They actually they love each other. And the way that Jalen Johnson and Keenan Allen are going at it in practice, and then coming up like, damn dog, you got me. All right, I get you. Don't worry. Because you can't push all those things are what makes are what make championship teams championship, is because of the fact that they actually care about each other. Talk about that, because I felt it, and I'm kind of thinking you might have experienced similar situations.
Man, it's a whole lot of nostalgia when I see this stuff.
Yes, yeah.
It's a whole lot of, man, Shawn, there's so much nostalgia. It's like I'm getting feelings coming over me thinking about how it was, last time I was in an environment like that. But you got to give the credit to the coach, man. I've been saying this for as long as a couple of years. Even when I was back at the bar room, I'm noticing that kind of thing. And that comes from coaching, just plowing that field and sowing good seeds from the very beginning and building it like that. So that started when they got here. We're just now seeing the flowers of it. They've been taking care of the land. They've been taking care of the plants, and you can see the growth. That's a whole bunch of effort and emphasis being put on that when those guys got here. Now we're just now seeing, thank God for Hard Knocks this year, because you can see why that is. To me, it's pretty apparent. You hear Flus talking about that all the time. You hear Poles get up at the podium, and they talk about this stuff all the time. The way these guys are bonding together, doing team bonding exercises. That kind of stuff pays dividends later on. And you're starting to see the results of it. I just get all kinds of giddy because I know what can come of that. The strength that they have together and how they care about each other is just going to emphasize how much they play for each other. And so I'm telling you, there's some greatness to that. There's some greatness that comes out of that. And that's the kind of stuff that I think if Bears fans really, really pay close attention to, that's the kind of shit you get excited about. Excuse my language, but that's what you get excited about, knowing how tightly wound these guys are and the talent level to match the intensity of the bonds. And so you got both of those things going together. You got some good coaching, some really good coaching going on. I'm really excited about Eric Washington and what he's bringing to the table. I'm telling you, I see nothing but really good, possibly greatness coming out of this, man. Seriously, I do. I'm not just blowing smoke.
Yeah, one of the things that I really liked is, in watching, well, first of all, like my guy Junior could tell you, like Junior and I were teammates, and man, we had so many different, and the one thing I said was when I started the show, I was like, yeah, I miss, breaking tackles. I miss plowing over a DB or a linebacker to get in the end zone. I miss all that, but I miss hanging out. I miss the bullshitting before practice that'll lead into practice, and the coach like, hey, stop it, because we're in a little joke, you know what I mean? That's gone into practice, and then the after practice, or when we're drinking after practice till, or we would go to a bar. And then when with the Thunder, we'd hang out outside the stadium. We'd be between the stadium and like the Park District thing, and then till 2:00 in the morning. Game ends at 10, and we're in the parking lot till 2:00 in the morning. You know what I mean? And just joking and laughing, music, and you know what I mean? Like, and the jokes, the pranks we played on each other, like that's what I really miss. And I said, and that's why my teams were so successful, or the successful teams that I was on were successful because we did that. And you're right. You talk about Junior has it. He got it right here. Brotherhood. You're going down memory lane, man, and you just sit there and you start thinking, and it's laughing. But that's what makes team. It happens with those teams. That's what makes the bond strong, and that's what makes it guys really bust their ass. Because I wasn't a big fumbler. All right, I'd fumble like once every year and a half, like 2 times within 3 seasons. I'd fumble maybe twice. All right, I just didn't fumble, but every time I did, man, that was a swift kick in the nuts. Oh, that I just let my guys down because I saw and I know what kind of work they put in, because I'm putting in the same work and I see it. How talk to me about that? Like if you ever let a guy score a touchdown on you or whatever, how did you feel, like, because of the work and the bond that you had with your teammates?
Because you became the weak link in the chain, in the strong chain that you all have built. Everybody has an assignment. I'm a defensive guy, everybody had an assignment, and the chain is no stronger than each individual link, man. The one the one time somebody gets out of position, gets a little bit too washed inside and loses leverage or something like that, speaking for myself, and then the run gets out around you, and then, you know, you feel bad. You get right up and, hey, my bad, my bad. Everybody's like, we know, man, let's just make the next play. That kind of stuff, man, you know, the brotherhood I just saw Junior mentioned, that's exactly what it is, man. That's, to this day, it's that. You know what I mean? It is the funny stuff that goes on in the locker room. Hey, man, you stank, man. Get in the shower. You know, that kind of, you know what I mean? It's just some of the stuff that, like, they hear people like us talk about this, and people that didn't get a chance to have those experiences, they look forward to hearing us talk stuff like that and tell those stories. It is very real, man. You saw those locker room interactions, on-field interactions. It is very real. They'll carry that stuff with them forever, and they won't ever forget it. But it's all of that stuff that comes over me when I watch this stuff. That's what I get from it more than anything. Watching the little nuances and details of how they're excuse me, how they're putting everything together is one thing, but watching the strength of those bonds, I know how much it's just going to flower. It's just going to flower in a big way, and we're going to see the manifested results of that coming up soon. We're going to start to see the results of that, man. I'm telling you, it's about to be special in Chicago.
That's exactly what I said. Look at Junior being a smart. And this is the one thing. Junior's like the biggest smart ass I know. He's like, Shawn will get the ball. Us linemen will block with our eyes on the ground looking for the ball from Butterfinger Shawn.
Slippery Shawn.
Dude, just stupid things like that. We were always, you know, just riding each other, you know, pause. We're always giving each other a hard time. You know what I mean? We're always joking with each other. We're all, juniors. Yeah, just kidding. Shawn never fumbles. Now TJ did. There was another running back who.
Hey, Shawn, it was a linebacker, man, cat from he's from Fort Lauderdale, around the Miami area, man. We had man, he is constantly just messing with all the freshmen, and the freshmen were getting a little tired of him, man. So one night there was a bunch of us at my house, man. We were just over there hanging out, playing the game and all that, and I just got to thinking, I was just like, I got to find something to get him with. And so there was this Spencer's, man, not too far from where my apartment was. And I just happened to be strolling through there one day, and I found some itch powder.
Oh, no.
Hey, Doc, I got him. Right in his practice pants. I got him. Everybody out there on the field was like, man, what's, you know, it turned into something I can't, you know, really get into on this show. But just imagine somebody walking around scratching their crotch and in and around the legs. Man, we was dying to this day. Well, he knows it was us now, but we never, like, he was huge, man. He would have probably tried to fight some people if he'd have known that we were the ones responsible for that. But man, you talking about laughing? Oh my Lord, we was dying on the sidelines, man. So that kind of stuff, man. You miss that kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing I said, Nick. That's what leads this team. That's what has me believing this team is going to be serious contenders for a title soon. The love that they have, and not to mention the fact that, you know, a lot of the offenses, a lot of these guys are locked up for the next few years, next 4 years ish or so. You know what I mean? So year 2 and 3 and 4, we're looking at serious contenders for a Super Bowl title. Talk to me about the guy that we've all loved and we're all excited about. And that's Austin Booker. This young man had a game, and I know he didn't get any sacks against the first string tackles, but against the second string tackles, he ended the game with 2.5 sacks, and looking like a monster. Talk to me about him because of the Eric Washington effect, I feel.
That's another conversation I've been going in depth about on the show. I think he just presented a pleasant problem for the front office. So the front office and all of us in the social media space has been talking about, we need to get an edge rusher. We need to get another edge rusher. And it's still possible that they might do it. Here's why I say you probably wouldn't. So if he can stack another performance like that, so that you know that this is going to be something that's transferable into the regular season. I don't know, with a guy with that I mean, the ascension is really, really steep right now. He's really ascending up. Why would you go out and spend big money? Because you talking about somebody like a Trey Hendrickson or Matthew Judon. You know, each one of those guys, you about the only situation I could see them doing is grabbing Matthew Judon for a 1-year rental. You know, getting him for a year. He's, you know, don't sign him to a new contract, give him a little bit extra money, but then, you know, try to, if you really like what he's bringing to the table, maybe try to get him signed in the off season. But other than that, he's just here for a season. Other than that, Trey Hendrickson, I don't see them going out and spending big money on him with the ascension of Austin Booker. Because what would you do? In the long run, you end up stunting his growth a little bit because you got to find him snaps. And if he's playing that well, you don't really want to be taking snaps away from him because you paid big money to in a trade. And so I've changed my stance on that because I was really big into we need to get that guy on the other side of Montez Sweat, because when real game starts to happen, all they're going to do is slide protection and try to take him out of the picture. But you got to have guys that can win one-on-one. And I'm starting to see the emergence of not only the rookie, but some of the other pieces we picked up. You know, so I'm pro leaving Austin Booker and flowering his growth and working with the guys you have in there. Now, if they get Matthew Judon or somebody like that, which is another problem, Shawn. I don't know if you noticed on tape, but most of his work comes on the side that Montez Sweat works from. Not to say that he can't go to the other side and give you good work, but that's majority. You see his highlights, that's where you see the majority of his good plays come from. Is on the side of Montez Sweat plays. So I think they Flus is starting to leave some bread crumbs out there. He's leaving. Jay Grizz will tell you that he kind of said that, you know, we're looking for that other piece on the other side, but he was ambiguous about it and you know, kind of leading towards, okay, he might already be here, or we may have to go out and get somebody. But I'm leaning towards the side of, I think we have the pieces here.
Yeah, and then there's also a Zach Pickens sighting as well. So, you know, this we've talked about it. You know, I mentioned the best acquisition this offseason was Shane Waldron. But I also said the second best acquisition was Eric Washington. And we talked about the what kind of improvement we wanted to see. All right. We're seeing it from Dexter. All right. We're seeing a good start to a career from Austin Booker. We're seeing Zach Pickens sightings, Hardy sightings. I mean, these youngsters, they're getting after it. They are getting. I mean, this is literally like a pack of rabid dogs on third down. I just said that, and the hair on my arm just stood up. Dude, that's how excited I am about this group. And we've talked about it on this show. We talked about it on your show as well. The Eric Washington effect, how he gets the best out of his players. And Lord have mercy, that's got me so excited because that means more money, more picks for the back seven. And we know those guys. You already saw, you know, release the hounds of the Baskervilles with a pick six on Saturday. I mean, there's gonna be a lot more of those things when quarterbacks moved off a spot, when he has to throw a second early, has to throw a second late. That's a whole bunch of problems. You as a DB know you love when the quarterback's got to throw it a half second early or a half second late.
And if you watched the presser the other day, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Dominique Robinson came to the podium. Looking like a Greek god, man.
Yes.
And so to me, I think what happened was I think that Eric Washington came in and evaluated that front and all the pieces that we had. And I think they individually made plans for him. And in the offseason, the walking instructions for Dominique Robinson is you got to come back muscled up. You heard him talk about this in his when he came to the podium. You know, in situations last year when he's trying to set the edge, let's say the guard comes out to kick him out, he's just blasted out of that play because he doesn't have the weight and the strength to really hold his own in there. And that's different now. That's different now because of how he changed his body. Now he's leaning on people and he's becoming the problem. I can actually physically see that during the game. That's a different Dominique Robinson. He's playing with a different hellfire in his mentality. That's all. All of that's attributed to Eric Washington. You saw the positive feedback he gave to Austin Booker. He got the sack. He went over there and told him, he said, hey, don't be happy with that. Go out there and get 2 or 3 more. That's the sense of urgency that he's bringing to the table. And you can see, I can literally see the tangible difference watching this stuff up close in the defensive lines play. I mean, it's a lot more urgency, a lot more emphasis on getting off the ball and playing fast. That's a stark difference from what we had going on last year. I'm telling you, he is going to be worth his weight in gold. Speaking of Eric Washington.
Guys, we're joined by Nomad from the Nomad Network, talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Yeah, I'm so fired up to have him. I'm so fired up that these youngsters, in particular, Austin Booker, gets to have him as a coach his rookie year and going on at least for the next couple of years. All right. When you have good coaching to start, whatever, once you level up from high school to college, grammar school to high school to college to pro, the coaching you get initially at that level is paramount. It is paramount. Talk to me about why it's paramount and how you don't, if you get bad coaching, how long it takes to undo that bad coaching if you get good coaching.
Because it's all not, you know what I took away from that whole episode, what stuck with me, and I spoke about this last night on the show too. I took away from how they emphasize, how HBO emphasized reps, and how in order for you to, even in the conversation Rome was having with those kids, you just keep repping. And that's how you transfer, all the work into greatness. You get really good at doing what you do. It's not nothing you have to think about when it comes game time. And so coming from a high school when I didn't really get coached the way I needed to, and so I was more or less coaching myself, teaching myself more than anything else. We get some coaching, but most of the stuff I was just learning on my own, different footwork habits, tendencies. I had to flush all of that when I went to school. And when I went to school, you had coaches that literally will take your cut-ups of what you did in drills and when you're doing scrimmages, and they'll cut it up for you and show you exactly what you need to do better and how it helps. Washing that muscle memory away takes reps. I mean, rep on top of rep on top of rep to get those bad habits of sticking your foot in your mud when you're backpedaling and you want to step and drive into a ball that's in the air. How to do that, it takes a certain technique. Sitting down while you're doing it, all of that kind of stuff comes from rep. And it comes down to really, really good coaching to be able to emphasize that and help you get better. And so that's what I took from that.
Yeah, and it's, what I love. I've been very, very fortunate, Nomad and people, and I've said this plenty of times on my show. I've been very fortunate to have great coaches from the beginning of my football career. All right, I had Coach Quinn and Coach Schaller. As I told you, they both just passed. Coach Schaller just passed a couple of weeks ago. Rest in peace. But those guys, they taught us to be men, in grammar school. They did not allow us. Oh, I don't feel good. I don't. They treated us. We're talking 5th grade, 6th grade. All right, which is why when we were 6th grade, we won the Southwest Conference Championship. When we were in 8th grade, we won it again, both times undefeated. And they set the foundation. Then I go to high school and I had Coach Angston, rest in peace. He was a tough, old school, tough as nails, son of a gun, ask no quarter, give no quarter. That type. Then I go to
somebody was out here talking about they didn't feel good. You better take your ass over on the sideline, stick a finger down your throat, throw it up, and get your ass back out here.
Yeah. Then in college, I had Coach Duffner, who's a linebacker coach now for the Bengals. All right, and I've been very fortunate to have great coaches. And Eric Washington is a kind of coach that I would love to have played for because he was demanding, tough love, demanding. And when you do well, he's on you. He's supportive, but the one thing he never lets you take a breath, never lets you exhale. Like there's more work to be done. This is good, but there's more work to be done. You could have had a couple more sacks. You could have had this, and you start believing, like, you know what, you're right. I could have. And when you start building life and breathing life into, this is just teaching, and this is just, the same thing as being a parent. You start breathing life into your players and your child. You see the great things that they can do, and that's what Eric Washington is doing to this D line, life into him, saying you only got 2 sacks. You're good enough. You missed this one. You missed that one. Then you're thinking, you know what? You're damn right. I did miss it. I did because I took the wrong angle. I didn't did. It's amazing what he's going to do for this team, and I'm excited to see this defense as a whole. As a whole, we didn't even talk about the back 7 yet, but as a whole, this defense is going to be something that ain't gonna be nothing to mess with, dog. And that's the thing that's got me super, super excited. Talking about the defense as a whole.
Shawn, I'm telling you, and I only know this because my college team, after I left, but I was there in the building while we were building this championship team. And championship teams have fingerprints and characteristics on them, you know. And I'm not blowing smoke to the Bears fans because I want people to get excited, but I do want people to get excited because I see the characteristics and what Shawn and I are talking about right now. You can see stuff like that. You know, you have to be around those elements in that kind of environment to know what championship characteristics look like. And it starts real basic fundamental stuff. That's where it starts. And you can see the emphasis being placed on it. And you can see it being transferred from the coaching into the actions on the field. Little stuff that turns into championship habits. You know, I see the characteristics and the fingerprints now. These guys are going to bring us a championship or 2 or 3. I don't know, but I'm telling you, I see the characteristics right now being built into this group of guys, man. And it's just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. I'm telling you, I think the Bears are going to be kind of scary. I just being honest with you, I think they're going to be kind of scary because number one, nobody knows exactly how they're going to attack you offensively. We got a rookie quarterback that's, you know, in a little bit. I think he's going to have I think he's going to be, I would say that he looked a little bit more advanced for where I expected him to be at this point. This is just a little bit as far as his presence in the pocket. I was really impressed with that. But talking about that defense, man, Eric Washington, I've been raving about this cat since we got him. Yep. And I'm telling you, in order to play a 4-3 defense with a zone-based concept and be really good at it, it's kind of it's a throwback defense. But when you have the pieces up front to make that defense fast and force really quick reactions, like we were just talking about last night, Green Bay is going to be pretty good. But how you turn them into a pedestrian team is if you got pieces that can really get after the quarterback and get him out of his rhythm. Why is that important? You might ask, because everything is based on timing in that offense. If you get him off of his timing just because of the urgency, the defensive line is getting off the ball, and you got 1001, 1002, 1003, somebody's in his face or in a passing lane or coming around the edge and making him sense that he needs to move, you've already done your job. Even whether or not you get the sack or not, that doesn't even matter. You've got him off of his spot. He's off of his footwork, and now he's playing backyard football. It's going to give you a better chance to stop the Green Bay Packers. It's all about timing and the speed of getting to that quarterback.
Talk to me about this offense. Caleb had a lot of nice plays. All right, he had a lot of nice plays. He had a couple plays that he probably wants back, but he's a rookie, and I'm okay with that. But we need to talk about, and you know, where are you with it? Because after the game, everybody was, "Oh my God, Caleb is the man." I thought some people wanted to give him a gold jacket after those 3 series in Buffalo. What did you give me your assessment of Caleb?
You know what? I understand. It's you know how Bears fans are, man. You know, I was, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised with how fast he's getting acclimated to. He was getting in and out of the huddle. First thing I was looking for. Didn't seem to be having a problem doing that. Got to the line of scrimmage, getting the plays off on time, had everybody set in the right places, kept and you know, the offensive line, give them credit, kept him with a clean pocket back there. Mm-hmm. I would say his footwork, his timing, and pocket presence is what really kind of impressed me. And if he can keep that going and he's able to stack those 3 things, everything else is going to naturally come to him. He's just got to focus on footwork, pocket presence, and making sure they get to the line and get the play off on the right time. Everything is just going to naturally come to it. His natural instincts kicked in. He knew when to slide up in the pocket and take the advantage of the run in front of him. That stuff that's not very common for rookies. I would just say that. I didn't get overwhelmingly just crazy about it like a lot of people did, but I was really impressed with what I've seen so far.
Yeah, you and me both. And it just goes to show, and then let's also not forget the fact that, he's had access to this offense since, before they even drafted him. All right. So he was working on things. And this is by their own admission, not even ours, or not even our speculation. I'm happy for it. And it literally just shortens the learning curve because he's had it. What did we talk about? Reps? We just talked about reps, right? Well, those are mental reps. Those are reps you're seeing that you're doing way before they even draft you. Then mini camp, a rookie mini camp, and a mini camp, like all these things, it moves up, it shortens that learning curve, and I'm looking forward to that with these receivers. Excuse me, because he seems to have a good command of the offense. He's gonna have his mistakes. He's a rookie. All right, like the pass they showed it on Hard Knocks that he tried to throw the. I know they're holding Roma Dunze, but the DB undercut it almost at a pick. That's probably one of the only bad things that he did was throw that pass, and it should have been picked. But man, this kid, all right, he's putting it together. Talk to me about this offensive line, though. What are they doing? This Nate Davis thing has really it's a thorn in my side. You know me, man. We've talked about this joker for a while, but what do you think this offensive line is going to be? Is Shelton going to be the center, Bates guard? What do you think? How is it going to play out in your opinion?
I think once Nate Davis comes back, and I think he's on the field practicing with the starters right now as we speak, I think it's going to still be Ryan Bates at center. I think it's going to be Nate Davis at guard, and of course the regulars, the rest of those guys out there. Even though they perform well, kept a clean pocket, I think Shane Waldron dialed up some pretty good protections to make sure that Caleb had success, dialed up the right plays to make sure that he had success. And they did a pretty good job of executing. There's some pleasant surprises in there. Now, some guys that we haven't talked about, like Pryor, like that guy being kicked inside the guard and playing in Nate Davis's spot was a pleasant emergence. Bill Murray is looking pretty good. But it still remains my biggest concern, Shawn. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to the Bears fans. With the PTSD of how bad the Bears line has been the last couple of years, I still don't know that we've done enough. Time will tell. Time will tell in the next couple of preseason games. I think if there's gonna be money spent before the regular season starts, it's my opinion that they just need to have some stuff shored up. Cornelius, don't get mad at me because I'm not talking about Braxton Jones. I'm talking about a qualified backup. Do you really want to go into the regular season with Larry Borum as your swing tackle? That kind of question. That's my biggest concern, right? Just making sure that we have a quality, damn near starter level tackle to swing both sides of the ball. I think we're pretty good on guard. I think we got some decent guards to kind of fill in spots if they need to. I feel good about that. Feel good about the center spot too. It's the tackle and making sure we have a qualified backup to swing both ways.
Your thoughts on oh goodness. Just forgot his name. Tevin. There you go. Tevin and him in a contract year. Your thoughts on him? Like you know how I feel about him. He's a nasty dude. When you have to tell a guy to stop putting his defender in the first row and just put him on the sideline, that's the kind of guy I want to run behind. So I love his mentality. But give me your thoughts on him and how do you think he's going to play in the contract year? He is he's key. He's part of, to me, he's the attitude of that offensive line. I think him and Darnell Wright kind of started, and it kind of festers to everybody else. So your thoughts on Tevin as the season draws close?
The temperament that he brings to that front, it's you can't really buy that. You can go out and go get guys that have certain traits that you look for. I think we're fortunate to have Tevinjenkins as like the mentality of your offensive line. I think it starts with him, to be honest with you. And I think his situation is going to play itself out. And like we've been saying for the longest time, Tevin, just stay healthy, be as healthy as you can. You get 15, 16 games in, minimum 15, don't miss more than 4 or 5 games. You know what I mean? He puts himself in a really good position to get a contract. What it is what the numbers will look like, who knows? But I don't think, but at the same time, Shawn, you can see them making a strong effort to have that spot solidified behind him in the event that they have to part ways with Tevin Jenkins. You can see guys like Jatyree Carter. You can see guys like Matt Pryor, Bill Murray, guys that they think can fill in that spot. So Tevin Jenkins, I believe when it's all said and done, if he played a healthy season and just did Tevin Jenkins things throughout the entire season, I think he'll end up with a contract. I don't want to see him go. I don't want to see him traded. I don't want to see him hit free agency. I want to see the guy be healthy for a season and show what we all think he's capable of, putting himself into a Pro Bowl situation. I think he's got the opportunity to do that right now this year.
You think so, huh? Okay. I'm praying for the kid. I'm really, really rooting for this kid because to me, as you talked about, he reminds me, his mentality reminds me of that of Kyle Long. Kyle Long.
Yeah.
Kyle Long was more athletic, but the mentality was still the same. And they like the anger issues. This is why I played football for so long. The anger issues that you have to have, to be that dominant. I mean, every snap of every play. I mean, the rage, and I love it, which is why he's taking guys out of bounds into the third row. Like it excites me, and as long as that mentality, permeates through that offensive line, and you start moving people. I mean, hell, look at it. It is permeating through that offensive line. Look at Ian Wheeler had a couple touchdowns. Velus Jones had a touchdown. I mean, you're talking, and these are all rushing touchdowns. I love this. This is big time. This is a huge help for Caleb in his development, our ability to run the freaking ball. Speaking of running the ball, we need running backs. We have Velus Jones in there, Ian Wheeler. Your thoughts? They fighting for one spot? Are there any spots available for those two? Either of those two? Your thoughts?
I thought it was a little bit of false advertisement by Hard Knocks. I think they wanted to frame it as a struggle for a roster spot between Ian Wheeler and Velus Jones. I think they actually have a plan for Velus Jones. And I think if it's a struggle between two players, it's probably Wheeler and probably what's his name, number 20. Forget his name all the time. Travis Homer. And that's because there's a dollar amount attached to that struggle. They're going to have to pay Travis Homer like somewhere around $2 million when you can get a rookie on a rookie contract. So how do I think that's going to play out? I think it's going to play out in a way of special teams. Who performs best and gives them the best, situation on special teams? Do they want to pay Travis Homer to shore it up, or do they feel Ian Wheeler can fill that role? I think it's going to come down to that. But Velus Jones, I would say that this is exactly where he should have been for probably the last 2 years, giving him reps at running back. I think he's going to be a natural back there. Now, what he's going to have to do, and it goes back to reps. He doesn't understand, the concept of being behind a quarterback, getting the right kind of depth before you get in a handoff so that you don't trip up feet with the quarterback when you're grabbing a handoff. He's only been back there for a few practices. So as he goes, he's just going to get better as he reps it, and better and better and better. And then you're going to see this guy's going to pop and make plays, and it's going to be probably one of the more pleasant surprises this year, what they're going to be able to get out of Velus by using him as a weapon. They won't just, singularly run him out of the backfield. They'll still line him up in spots just to give defenses fits. What are they going to do with him on this play? What are they going to do with him on that play? So we have a creative mind as an offensive coordinator that's thought outside of the box and is trying to figure out how best to apply a weapon that is Velus Jones. And that's exactly what he is. He's a weapon. But the RB room, had a lot of conversation coming in there last night about especially kids. He feels like we should trade Khalil Herbert. I don't know what the hell you think you're gonna get out of Khalil Herbert right about now. You know, with teams going into camp right now, everybody's healthy. What are you going to get out of Khalil Herbert other than a 5th-round pick? And the drop off, Shawn, and I don't care what anybody says, but after Swift and after Khalil Herbert, I think there's a steep drop off in that running back room. I really do. And so I don't think you're in any position to be trading Khalil Herbert right now. I think you play the year out with him, be glad you have him on the roster, and see what, the end of the season brings you. Do you feel like you want to sign him, give him a couple more dollars, or do you want to draft again and see if you can get somebody to replace him? I think that's where that is.
So would you use him like Percy Harvin? He talked about him being one of his guys. He grew up his favorite player. But so you use him like Percy Harvin, and is that what Shane Waldron does?
I think that's exactly that's how you envision it. It's Velus Jones. You got to think about it this way. You got to go all the way back to when they drafted him. And, you can look at Velus Jones's traits and tendencies, and you can see he's not naturally a hands catcher. He's not a natural receiver, but he's a hell of a explosive piece, and you can get a little bit of a performance out of him at receiver. But if you use him in a way that, hey, let's just get the ball in this dude's hands, let's get the blocking scheme correct, give him the best opportunity. Let's bring a guard to come out and kick out in front of him and make it real simple. Hey, when you see this guard jump out in front of you, that's your lane. That's your key. That's when you go. Make it really simple and get the ball in this guy's hands. And I think Chicago, it's going to be a lot of people eating crow if they can get that kind of performance out of him, make it simple for him, get the ball in his hands. I think Percy Harvin is the perfect cutout of a player as far as an example goes of what you can get out of Velus Jones.
But I hope they do, and get him 6 to 8 touches a game. I think that would be more than enough. I mean, you give me 2 first downs out of those 6 to 8 plays, we're cooking with gas. You know what I mean? Like and especially when do they come? Because the fact of the matter is that every time he touches the ball, he's a threat to go all the way. Whether he like it or not, he is a freaking threat. And that has to be accounted for every single time, because you don't give him that respect, and it's beep beep, he's gone. So I love that about him. I do. I love that about him. I just wish he's one of those guys. It seems like he didn't play in a lot of sports. And it's frustrating. Like I see him super fast, but like I don't know. It's interesting. He's just, for me, it's interesting.
He just glitches. He glitches when he sees the ball in the air for some reason.
Yeah,
and I didn't see it at Tennessee. It's just since he's gotten here, there's some kind of glitch with him, man. But I'm telling you, this is another little piece that I don't know that people pay close attention to, but you heard Tyler Scott speak to it. And it's Caleb throws an easier ball to catch. You probably heard me say this before, Shawn. That makes a difference. Justin was a fastball thrower, accurate fastball thrower, but a fastball thrower. And that's not the easiest thing for guys that don't have naturally strong hands to be able to deal with. It takes a little bit of time to get adjusted to his types of throws. Caleb throws a really nice touch ball and a really easy ball to catch. And so that's a difference between last year and now, just knowing that he throws the kind of touch ball that makes it easier for the receivers to catch. You'll probably see that kind of stand out too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So what are you looking forward to this week? All right. What are you looking? Are you looking for them to play a whole half? All right. And then the last game be kind of relegated to the bottom, to all the guys fighting for his team, for the last 10, 12 roster spots. How long do you think these starters play on Saturday?
Be honest with you, Shawn, I'm going to shock your underwear off. I don't see them playing at all because the Bengals they're not playing their starters. So I don't know what the starting offense gets outside of Caleb just needing reps. I don't know what the starting offense gets out of playing against the backups and guys that's trying to make the roster. So I think they're going to find out everything they need to know. I think they're going to treat this joint practice like the preseason game. And that's when you're going to see all the starters play. And I think they're just going to let the backups play in the next game. I don't even see them touching the field, any of the starters. Maybe a couple snaps for the defense. I doubt that. But I don't think the starters will play at all.
And what about game 4? What do you think they're going to do in Kansas City?
Oh, at least a half. Everybody a half, maybe 3/4. Depends. I think Caleb needs minimum of a half of action. Minimum.
Okay.
Minimum. 3/4 would be great, but I think a minimum of a half.
Okay. A little weird, a little different than it was growing up. Remember, game 3 was the game that the starters played the first halves, maybe even started the second half for a series, and then game 4 was all, youngsters trying to make the squad. So you see a little different. So game 3, starters don't play, but game 4, you think the starters, fine tune it for the regular season.
Yeah, I think I think for us, it's important for Caleb to get into the regular season with some positive, let's just say some positive reps on offense to really, really get a feel for. I think he needs to play a half, man. I just can't see him playing any less than a half in that last game. I think it's almost cheating him. Doesn't matter who they put out there. I think he needs to be a half. I think if you think about it, Shawn, most teams are gonna be trying to see what they can get out of first team offense, first team defense for at least. I think it's going to be at least 2 quarters. I don't see any other way around that last game. But I think this coming game against the Bengals, I think they're going to get everything they need out of those reps against the first team in practice. I don't see them needing to put the starters out there in the actual game.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's only one practice. I mean, I guess it's only one game on Saturday too, but I don't know. I'm thinking if they're going to play they would play a half, but who knows? You might be right. I mean, we'll be able to talk about it next week, but you might be right, man. And that I'm anxious to see how well they do. So we'll see. It's going to be a good litmus test. I want to see how this practice goes today. I want to see how this fresh meat, basically. I've talked about it earlier. What about having someone new gets you excited when you're not hitting the same dude over and over and over again? That's a big thing for players. Just touch on that just a tad as they get ready for the joint practice today.
It's a relief, man, because you've been practicing for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, playing against guys that know exactly what's going on out there. They know the plays, they know the system, both sides of the ball. They know exactly what they're dealing with. Versus when you go live against a different team, you don't really have time to really game plan for that. You don't know what they're going to throw at you. And so everything, the coaching is going to be on the fly. The play is going to be on the fly. Your checks are going to be on the fly. They're going to throw different wrinkles at you that you didn't see coming. And for the coaches to be able to live respond to it and have the players live respond to that, it's going to be a great teach tape. And so this is probably going to be, for Caleb, in that joint practice, best simulation of a real game that he's going to have so far. And he's going to get a lot of reps out there against him in that joint practice. And he'll get to see what an NFL defense will do to you that doesn't look like the Chicago Bears defense, and see what kind of, they're going to give him some problems. And so, we're going to get a chance to hear how he responded to him. And I think that's the most important thing. How do they respond to something live when they're getting stuff thrown at them that they don't see coming?
Nomad, great stuff today, buddy. I really appreciate it, man. Great stuff. I love talking football with you, as always. This is why I do it on your show as well. I love it. Do me a favor, let everybody know where they can find you online.
Of course, you can find me on YouTube at the Nomad Network. We're always there. Make sure you come check us out. If anybody here happens to be somebody that hasn't subscribed to the channel, check us out, man. I think you'll love the content. You can also find me on Twitter at Nomad Networking. I'm always there. People talk to me all the time. Now I respond to every question or every statement everybody has most of the time, unless you're being an idiot. I ain't gonna say anything to you about that. But that being said, man, hey, man, I had a good time with this. And looking forward, I think after the joint practice, I don't know. I still don't know exactly what time that joint practice is, but I got to find out when so I can navigate the next show after that, because we'll respond and do a show that day. And hopefully we'll have the good Doc Mason West come on and talk about. I have a plan for him to talk about that. I think it's a quad injury. I think somebody told me last night that Kieran Amagaji is dealing with, and it's starting to look like he's trending towards getting on the field and actually starting to rep and play some football. And so we'll talk about the rehab process and where he should be about this time. Is he ahead of schedule or right on track to be where he needs to be? Just trying to have the good Doc come on and talk about that.
Ooh, great stuff, man. Great stuff. Man, we'll be in touch soon, and we'll probably talk after the show.
Call me later, man, because I got to go take care of some stuff.
All right, man. Bet. Thanks again.
All right, man. Y'all take care, man. Love you, No Maniacs. Love you, Sports Zoners, man. Y'all stay family and stay united, man. Peace out.
Guys, that was Nomad from the Nomad Network talking football with your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra, the football talk. And, I told you how I enjoyed talking with guys who played the game, because there's and coached the game. Like I had Coach T on the other day, and Nomad, it's different. And it really, there's levels of this. There's levels. And it's cool talking football, and I love what HBO and Hard Knocks are doing. They're kind of bringing you in onto into behind the scenes. Again, I could understand if you're a player you don't want it, and why the Bears didn't want it, but it gives people what it's doing. Here's the thing: it's humanizing the Bears. It's humanizing their players. All right, you don't get to see them. They got the helmets, the mask, the face mask, so you don't get to see them. Their emotions all the time. It's not like basketball. It's not like baseball, all right, where they don't have those things covering their face. It's humanizing this Bears team to the city, and during this rebuild. And I think that is paramount. All right, there are going to be tons of, 18 jerseys, 15 jerseys. Man, there's going to be tons of them, and rightfully so. So glad to see it. I'm glad that it's starting to gel. And I couldn't be happier. Listen, 2 hours is come and gone, man. I want to thank my guest, Nomad, for coming on, talking Bears football with me. I got from CrossFit. She was out there. You might have heard her earlier saying goodbye. But, guys, great show. Great show. For everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, Elliot Baez, our executive producer, Clarence Council, our social media guy, my co-host, Innocentia Maya. I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra. Guys, have a phenomenal day. It's going to be a beautiful day today. It's the 80s. 80s. No, let me see it. Yeah, high of 85. Oh, maybe I'm gonna go to the. Oh, I can't. Jason, if you're still on, I will. I'll call you a little bit. We'll set up the time for the meet at the game today. I'll be at the Sox game tonight. Looking forward to that. So, guys, you have a phenomenal day. All right. Make sure that you let your loved ones know you love them. All right. Life is not promised, and man, it moves fast. And if you're not ready, it'll knock you down. All right. Well, listen, have a good one. Have a good day, folks. I am out of here. This will be replayed tonight at 6. I'm your boy, the Superback. I am out.